professional from Germany, Russian-speaking, Russian-educated, we're thinking of trying to do something about this aspect of the case in the future. That's more dangerous.
Any other questions?
If this can be done quickly, can you explain why Russia did not contribute the 30 million euro that it had committed to?
Yeah.
If very quickly, after the Ukraine war in 2014, Russia was Russia could not vote in the parliamentary assembly. Russian delegation could not vote in the parliamentary assembly, and then after some times, Russia made a move saying, if we can't vote, we have no right in this organ, why shall we pay compensation? Pay contributions. And then according to the Council of Europe rules, if a member state doesn't pay contribution for 2 years, it shall be expelled. So these 2 years expire in June this year. So there should be some kind of a decision made. Either Parliamentary Assembly should make a move, give them votes back, or Russia shall say, okay, we'll start paying. But I don't know much of the details. It's easy to find out in the media, in some documents of the Council of Europe.
Thank you.
Okay.
What benefits does Russia lose if it gets kicked out of it?
What will happen?
Yeah, if you don't pay for
You wanted to know what's the loss if they get kicked out?
Sorry?
What's the loss, yes? What do they lose? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, what they lose.
Yeah, what would they lose if they...
Well, we won't have access to the European Court of Human Rights. That's the most loss we will have. We won't. Most of the changes that the Russian national legal system experienced over the last 20 years, it was because of the European Court of Human Rights. I mean, most positive changes. So if we don't have European Court, I don't know what to do.
Is there any disincentive for those who, let's say you want to keep the status quo in Russia and you want to keep the law the same, is there any disincentive for you to want to not, or for you to like want to stay in the European
Sorry,
Court?
I don't understand the question.
Is there like any sort of disincentive for those who want to keep the status quo, just from keeping them from wanting to opt out of the European Court?
There are views that Russia is just playing blackmail, wanted to get some positive decisions. It happened before in 2006. Russia refused to ratify Protocol 14, which reformed the European Court. For 4 years, it wouldn't not ratify this convention. They would advance strange arguments why they don't ratify the European this protocol, and then suddenly they ratified it. I don't know what happened. No, maybe some political decisions were made. It was about the time when European Court of Human Rights considered Yuko's case and some other politically sensitive cases. So I don't know how to basically answer your question. Sorry.
There was a young lady here.
I was the same question.
Same question? Kelly?
Yeah, there was an interesting point that you made. Well, first I thought it was really interesting that the judge felt comfortable to approach you and let you know that she...
And nobody saw us.
I figured as much, yeah. Speaking about that, Judge, and I wanted to talk a little bit, I wanted to get your opinion why the comment, the further from Moscow, the better the application of European Court of Human Rights. You could talk about why the regional courts would be able to apply the European Court of Human Rights rulings easier than the Moscow courts.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I guess because they're further from Moscow, further from the
But why?
center. Less got a fear that somebody will told them what to do. When we were litigating Korolev's case, in parallel, we had another case from a faraway region. And because we didn't have money to travel there to represent the client, we instructed the client what to do. We already knew what to do because we went through this in Korolov's case. And the district court of this faraway region, the judge was so brave. It's not only ruled that it was against the European Convention to reject the right to conjugal meeting, it actually said that this applicant has a right to get one conjugal meeting. You can go to the prison and ask for this. So I think it's less sort of pressure. Yes.
How is your work viewed by the Russian leadership, political leadership?
In 2013, Russia come up with a new law on foreign agents, NGOs. Maybe some of you know about this. Basically, the idea is if an NGO receives foreign funding and does political activity, and the term of political activity is very vague, this NGO can be recognized as a foreign agent NGO. And the consequences is too much of reporting to the Ministry of Justice. They can put fines on NGOs of up to $4,000, euros. It's a very heavy fine for an NGO to survive. So basically the idea was that they wanted to bankrupt those NGOs which receive foreign funding. And the political activity, my NGO, the previous NGO, became foreign agent because I gave a lecture at Harvard Law School, and this lecture was about how we challenge Russian law, Russian legislation in the Constitutional Court. That was considered a political activity. So a lot of, it's very difficult. We can't accept foreign funding now. We have to survive somehow.
I'm curious to know, how does one become a judge in Russia? We know in America we just saw Kavanaugh get onto the Supreme Court and what that entails, but I really don't know very much about how one becomes a judge. And yet their ideas, their authority, their place in the hierarchy, all of that seems so important. So I wonder if you could just briefly characterize how that sort of structure works.
If you want, judges of the Constitutional Court are usually former professors. I'm very much generalizing. If you want to become a district court, all you need to do is to be a secretary of the court, and then you will be promoted. That's the most fast track to become a judge. Usually it's a prosecutor. It's never from the pool of litigators, unlike here, I guess. I might be wrong, but it's always this way that I described. So those judges are not very much open-minded. They're all corporate people.
They're appointed?
They're appointed by the president.
We'll take one more question. I just want to say this is the third lecture that Professor Burkov has given today.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's take one more question and let's give him a rest. But please go ahead. That's not to belittle your question. I want to hear it. So please.
Just to go off of the last question, and kind of to touch on your like clandestine conversation with one of the judges. Like, do you personally believe that a lot of the judges do want to improve like the way that the law is interpreted in Russia in terms of human rights, or do you think that, and do you think that there is some kind of external force preventing them from doing so?
Well, there is a very strong internal force preventing them to rule in favor of how they feel they should rule. It's a decent salary. So they don't want to lose this. That's very easy. Maybe some of them are waiting. They are they have these incentives, not only good salary, but they can be giving housing for free. Imagine somebody is giving you a flat in few years to come, and you are thinking whether to rule in favor of Sabrina or. But don't worry about me giving third lecture. He promised me frozen margarita afterwards. So I have this incentive to go on. And,
Every 10 questions it's another margarita. Oh, look at, she wants him to drink. Go ahead,
I'll
please.
use this, and I have a question. So I look at this title, Sablina and Others versus Russia, and it makes me think that it's all about message the Russian government in a way, right? And so recently I read a piece of news that now the law has been issued that any statement against Russian government is illegal, and it will trigger some punishment in a way. I'm just wondering how this may affect your case.
I don't know how they will apply the new law. It's mostly a chilling effect. But this is a very formal name, versus Russia. Can't call it other way. It's basically not against Russia, but against some state-owned medical institutions and how the court functions. I would not like to try to predict how this new law will influence. I guess people will be more careful. Like now, they're more careful by clicking likes or reposting news, because many people were convicted for liking some news about Ukraine or reposting really for 2-3 years of imprisonment. One like and you're there. So it's very dangerous. I don't know how it will affect us.
You will still fight.
I hope so. I hope to find more students to follow, especially with now online tools.
Are there any other questions? All right, it's just a couple margaritas, that's all you got. But that was great, Anton. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. And really, thank you, Anton. Really, thank you so much. And to the questions.
If you want to write an email, ask something, please, here's the contacts.